life for me outside of the States is by far better than being in the States. A quick update from myself, Michael Ostro, as I've been traveling the world now for, let me give you the exact time frame, a year and 4 months, so 16 months. During that time, I have studied Spanish, Vietnamese, Japanese, and Muay Thai. Yeah, those are all the things I've like gone to classes for and trained in. I've also gone to like fitness classes and fitness retreats and things that really helped push my life forwards and change my life for the better. I'm way more fit than before I left, right? Some people think about traveling and they're gonna gain weight. And I know people that honestly gain a lot of weight when they travel because there's so much good food, right? You wanna try all the stuff. And to be honest, when I was in Japan for 3 months, I gained some weight. I could see my body blow up, my neck, my stomach, like I couldn't see my abs anymore. And it's because when I say that, I could say all the excuses in the book, right? Excuse is an excuse. But gyms in Japan are more difficult. Some of them do not have day passes, right? I walk in, like, can I sign up for a day? They're like, sorry, we don't have that. So you gotta find a gym that has a day pass. And it's not always easy to find gyms. And some of the gyms that I went to were like public gyms. And just to get in there would take maybe 5 to 10 minutes of just like talking to people in transition time just to get started on the workout. And there's all these regulations in there, and there's like a bunch of old people that have a routine, like they switch machines, so you can't stay on the machine, you have to keep switching, and the machines aren't that great, so whatever, I'm venting right now. I am complaining, and I don't really care about complaining that much, so I'm gonna stop there and just say I had excuses. And I ate ramen almost every other day, no excuse for that. I just love ramen. I was like, I'm gonna leave Japan at some point, so I'm gonna eat all the ramen again. So anyway, I gained weight there. I was very unmotivated to go to the gym, and I find myself more motivated to go to the gym in hot places. I love hot places, don't really like cold places, love being next to the beach. So for example, in Da Nang, Vietnam, I'm always running by the beach. I wanna get up early in the morning, I wanna go to the gym. Like, I love exercising there, and my body gets really fit from it. And so after I left Japan, I went to Vietnam for a month, and boom, I got into shape fast again. I'm not into perfect shape, still got a lot of fat around my belly, but I wanna lose it, and I'm making sure to. So I actually just did a small little exercise session in here, and I recorded it for shits and giggles. Sorry, neighbors below me. Sorry, who's ever outside the door. I'm just doing my thing. I'm exercising. And also to keep myself on track, right? You're exercising by yourself, it's fine, but you feel like you're exercising with someone or talking to someone, it helps you stay a little bit more motivated and keep going on your exercise routine. I feel comforted in talking to someone when I'm alone in a hotel room. Delicious. My checkup is, I went to Japan and had a good experience there, studied Japanese for a month, found the language pretty interesting. And then when I went back to Vietnam, I took some classes again for Vietnamese. Interesting, I still want to learn one of the languages. Maybe I find the language of Japanese more interesting. For Vietnamese, in the late 1700s, there was a Frenchman who created the language that's used today. Before, there were different characters for Vietnamese, but in the late 1700s, he created the language that's now used today. And it's okay. It's just not as fascinating to me. It's useful because I really want to communicate with people and I love Vietnam, but just not as interesting as Japanese. Like, I like the characters. I like Japanese characters. It's like fun to learn. So, and I really like anime, so I like listening to it. So there's pros and cons of both of the languages. Really, I kind of want to learn both, but I don't know which one I'm going to use more. And the one that is the one I'm going to use more is probably the one I want to stick to learning more at this time. What I think about, I want to do changes. I want to allow myself freedom, right? I could meet a girl in Japan and want to get married, and that makes Japanese the most important. Or maybe that happens in Vietnam and that makes Vietnamese the most important. I know that when I lived in Japan for that time, I was unmotivated for the gym. Even when I lived in Fukuoka for 1 month and studied Japanese, I had a really good gym to go to and I went to it, but I was just unmotivated there. Like, I could feel the cold weather makes my bones chill, and then when I get to the gym, like, I don't know. Maybe I should have done some cardio to warm up, but the gym I was going to had like 2 treadmills. I think it was a gym for weight training. And then you have people in there that like look at you and they're not as friendly, but it's also an introverted society. When I exercise like in Vietnam, for example, I go to the gyms that are like rusty equipment. Everyone in there is friendly and talking. Like I really like that environment. Like I don't like the guys that go in there and they're just like, oh, my testosterone's higher than yours and get the hell out of my way because I don't want to talk to you. And like that gym environment is not that good. I was talking to my brother and he said, he stopped going to the gym that was nearby because there were just too many people in the gym. When there's too many people in the gym, I get anxiety. Like, I'm not a very anxious person, but I get a little bit of anxiety and I get frustrated because I can't just use the machine. I know I have to talk to someone. Like, I know I have to go through these hurdles to do the exercises that I want to do. I can't just walk over to the machine and get on it. And when I'm in an empty gym, sometimes I'll feel myself dancing. I got my earbuds in. And so I go to gyms that are usually empty, or there's maybe like up to 3 people in the gym. And maybe, we'll say hi. It's a small gym, it's close together, so you're usually crossing paths, which has you say hi to each other. When it's a really big gym, then like even if there's a few people, like the one in Japan, there's a really big gym, like there's some guy all the way on the other side of the gym who'll look at me and then maybe like wave, but he doesn't wave back. And then that's like weird. And then we're not crossing paths, we're not like acknowledging each other. It's just a weird dynamic for me. Like maybe other people like it. For me, not so much. I like the really close environment, hot, everyone's sweating. Maybe you take your shirt off, you're crossing paths, you're saying, hey, like, can I use that? And everyone's nice to each other, which is a comforting environment. You kind of like feel like you make friends, you feel good in the environment. So that's comfortable. So, I'm finding places that I like to go to more and that get me to exercise more, right? I just mentioned Da Nang, Vietnam, run on the beach, exercise in those gyms. Maybe Japan isn't for me. So yes, I'm rambling a little bit. I'm just catching you up with what I've been doing. At the moment, I'm in Bangkok in a super, super small hotel room, like super small hotel room. This is a sense of it. There's the desk, just moved everything out of the way so it's not, in frame. And then just a window right there in the bathroom. So this is a really, really small room, but it's got enough for me. At first I wasn't really happy with it. Like really, I was not happy with this room and I paid for 2 weeks. But now I have a routine where I go out and I eat this pork leg with rice every morning. It's so good. It's so good. Then I go to this place for coffee. It's right next to it. So the pork with rice is 70 baht and the coffee is 25 baht, and I get coffee and Thai tea mixed together. Delicious. So, the breakfast is cheap. What is that? Let's just see. 95 baht is less than $3. So my entire breakfast is less than $3, and it's so delicious. And then I walk around and I buy stuff. Like there's a shopping mall that's right next to here, and I wanted some new. I got some new glasses, but these are polarized and they look cool. Oh, I can't see this lens with polarized, but anyway, I think they look cool. And they're polarized, so I keep my eyes healthy. And I need something when I'm riding the motorcycle. I got a couple new shirts. Each one of these shirts is $4.50. But, I still like the Japan stuff about Japan. I really, really do. So this shirt's cool. This one's cool too. They're all collared shirts. And then this one has my favorite liquor on it. It's got a bunch of different stuff, but little sake containers. I don't know if you can see. You can see at least some right here. It even says sake on it. So, just shopping for random stuff. I have not been buying stuff as I've been traveling because it's better to just stay light. When I was in Japan, I bought some electronics, like a projector, some like cool stuff that I can just enjoy and spend some time in my room. Because as you're traveling, you want to be out and constantly doing stuff, but sometimes you really just want time inside. Like maybe just done with people every once in a while. I can't really say I'm an extrovert or an introvert. I like a little bit of each. Maybe there's one I'm maybe more introverted. I would say I'm more introverted because I could spend an entire day going for a run, sitting at coffee shops, journaling, going to the gym, journaling some more, eating, and going back to my place. Like I could be alone all day and be fine with it. I'll say sometimes I do want to hang out with someone, but I just want to chill. Like I don't want to go around and do all the things, and it's just like exhausting. I'd rather spend time going for runs and in the gym than going see all the things. Not a big deal to me. I'll go watch some Muay Thai fights. Like I just did that recently. I went to 2 Muay Thai stadiums here. So I think it's Raja Modern is the very first Muay Thai stadium that's built. I just kept telling myself I was going to go there. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there. And I came in town twice before this, did not go. So finally made it this time. Fights were awesome. Like I felt like I was in a brain fog the whole time I've been in Bangkok. I saw that fight, boom, my brain opened up. Like, it was just so exciting, and I really enjoyed it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go back to my Muay Thai coach. And then I went back to Muay Thai and did some training again. And I recorded myself, and I was like, wow, I didn't lose all my skill, but I could tell my cardio ability has really, really decreased. And about 6 months ago, when I got in a Muay Thai, I got in a boxing ring and tore my calf muscle, it really stopped me from doing a lot of cardio. So I haven't done a lot in like 6 months, but I've done a little bit, and now I know I can start doing it again. And from doing Muay Thai and being like, wow, my cardio ability is really decreased, I wanna kick it up a notch. Anyway, so I went to that Muay Thai class, and the trainer said he has tickets for another Muay Thai place, and he's like, they wear small gloves, the fighting is more intense, it's really, really fun. So he gave me 2 tickets, and I was like, what? So anyway, I'm a loner, so I didn't have anyone else to anyone else to go with. So I took a grab bike. You sit on the back of a motorcycle and you go to your destination. It was like 40 minutes away, so the driver got me all the way there. Gave him a good tip, and I was like, hey, I have an extra ticket. Do you want it? And he took it. He's like, like he doesn't he didn't speak English to me, but he's like, and I was like, yeah, I'm speaking to him in English. I don't know if you can understand it, but I'm like, yeah, I don't have anyone else here, so here's the ticket. He's like, and then I walked up a second, and I was like, turned around just to see, like, is he gonna like go park? Like, is he coming in? He looked really excited, and I saw him like drive slowly, and he was like looking, and then I saw him turn it. So I know he was in the stadium, and when I walked in, there were so many people there, like so many people in the stadium, and the music was better than Raja Modern. Like, so Lumpini Stadium, they have the One Championship on Fridays, and it was badass. Like, it was so cool. And I'm by myself, chilling, like moving seats a little bit to get closer to the ring every time people get up, because there's no like, set seating, and go and get drinks. And I texted my trainer, and then I walked back, and I saw him. Like, I wasn't looking that hard for him. I was just like, it just so happened, like I knew in my mind I wanted to go back to this area and move up a little bit because I saw people leave a long time ago, and he was there. And I got to hang out with him, and another one of his students was there, and him and the other me and the other student, we talked like a bunch, and we connected. The other students, like, this is the first time, like, it's like 2 apprentices under one sensei. It's like, he's like, I've always wanted this to happen. And him and I went out that night for Japanese food, and anyway. So, yeah, I'm enjoying myself. I'm learning a lot of new stuff. I'm growing in a lot of different ways. Right, like I never would have thought I would travel and study 3 languages and do Muay Thai. But my life is progressing in a good direction. I really don't like being stagnant or complacent. Having life be the same is a little bit boring and monotonous for me. Everyone has their own different way to see it. I was thinking about this today. I'm not sure if I mentioned that I journal a ton. Like every day. It really helps me. Going off the last statement I just said about me feeling complacent, I'm not sure if you ever feel complacent or really bored or stagnant, but there's really 2 sides to this, how people think about it. Trying to be okay with what you have when you really want more. So you have this feeling that like there should be more to life, or there's something else you want. Like this can't just be it. But you've decided on the life you have, and you're committed to the life you have, so you can't change anything. That's one side. And the other one is you were wanting more, always wanting more, when maybe you should be okay with what you have, right? Like you get one thing and maybe you should be committed to it. Maybe you should stay with it. But you keep changing from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. If you would think of who I am, I would be the second one, right? I would be wanting more. I'm traveling to see the next thing, going to do the next thing. I keep my mind open though to things that I really enjoy and make sure that I do more of it, and come back to it, right? I'm still in this exploratory stage, but I'm finding pieces that I really like and I'm doing more of it, right? Been traveling for 16 months. It's honestly not that long, right? You can be at a job, for example. You can start a new job and you can decide you hate it after 3 months or 6 months. Or maybe you are just fine with it and you keep doing it for 3 years or 5 years. Maybe you don't like it anymore. Well, it's hard to know whether you should continue something or to stop something. But if you enjoy it and you feel like it suits you well, you can keep doing it. So for me, traveling, for example, I enjoy that. There's no reason I would stop it. Like, people say, when are you going back to the States? Or yeah, usually that's the question, like, when are you coming back to the States? And for me, it's like, why would I go back? Like, what would make me want to go back? I just don't have the desire to go back. Life for me outside of the States is by far better than being in the States. So one, that's a question, when someone asks me that, I don't see myself going back. There's just no reason at the moment to make me want to go back to the States. But then it comes to the question, like, what do I want outside of the States? Well, I'm still learning, I'm still testing, right? Like, for example, I really like Muay Thai. I really like it. Would I live in Thailand just to do Muay Thai? I'm not really sure. Like, that path and living the future or doing Muay Thai, going to competitions, I don't really think that's for me. But I really enjoy Muay Thai, so maybe I would spend more time doing it. I tried learning languages, but they get frustrating just being in class and needing to go with the lesson material. So I don't know about that. Maybe I'll hire like a tutor and just learn what I feel like I want to learn rather than being in structured lessons. Maybe, right? I got to keep testing these things. I tried 3 different languages, right? Spanish, Vietnamese, Japanese. I really didn't enjoy studying Spanish. Like, the language, is probably the language at the moment I know the most of, outside of Japanese and Vietnamese, but it's not the number one language for me. I don't know if you heard that door slam just now, but that's what I hear all night. This room is so small and the walls are thin that door slam like wakes me up when I'm trying to sleep. Yeah, if you could hear that. I don't know if you can. That door slam has me lose my train of thought. Huh? What? Where was I? Oh yeah. So I have either friends or family that they tell me in a very sad way about this is just the way life is now, and they really try to accept it. To me, it's a scary thought, but more than anything, it's a sad thought. It hurts me inside to know that someone isn't perfectly happy with their life, but they feel that that's the way it's supposed to be. Like, I don't think there's any supposed to be anything. Like, we're just we're just living this life that isn't defined. It's only defined by how you were raised, your parents, your family, your friends, the society you're in. That's what defines it. But if you change that, then your definition changes. The definition of a good life in America is different than a definition of a good life in Colombia or in Vietnam or in Japan. Like, they're very different lives. So your definition of the life you're supposed to live comes from the life you have lived, but there's no reason that can't change. So, for example, I've been changing mine, but I've also been seeing all these different environments and trying to understand which one fits me best. Just because you're born in a certain environment, a certain society, doesn't mean that is the one for you. Like, we're all very, very different in our personalities. So you can find the one that's right for you. There's no reason you can't. There really is no reason you can't. You just have to figure out the way to do it. Figuring out the way to do it is really difficult. So you have to allow yourself, I want to say allow yourself to go through the difficult times. Really, it's a mindset to think that you can do it, or just start doing it and just pushing yourself through it. It's like doing a hard exercise routine and it starts getting hard and you really don't think you can go any further. Well, do you stop because it's hard? Or do you push yourself just a little bit further so that when you're done, you're like, oh my God, it feels so great. Like all of your neurons just fire. Like you get this tingle over you because you just did something that was harder than you thought. You did more than you thought you could. You push yourself more. And it's just like, it's like it connects more synapses in your body and your mind. And it just like has you feeling absolutely great to go a little bit further than you thought you could before. Your life is the way it is, and it has been for a long time, and you don't think it can change. Well, then the moment it starts getting a little bit too hard, it's very likely you'll stop. And each time it gets to that point, you'll stop. Rather than the other side of it is if every time it got to that point where it gets hard, you would push yourself just a little bit further. And if you would keep doing that every time, pushing just a little bit further, then your whole life would change. It doesn't have to be these absolute drastic changes. I mean, it can be, right? You can pick up everything and leave the United States if you wanted. Drastic changes can change a lot of your life very quickly. And for me, a lot of my life did change. But now, again, I've been traveling for 16 months. So I've been able to see life in a lot of different ways. I meet people that travel, they leave the United States, and then they keep going back home. But I don't know where their mind really lies. Like, do they really want to go back home and live back home? Do they want to live outside? Are they not really sure? Like, it's up to them to figure out. For me, I left. I don't want to go back. Sorry, I keep going back to rambling, but I can hear so many people like outside, like right out of the door, like they're talking and stuff. So they can hear probably everything I'm saying. My camera is about to die. I'm gonna go enjoy this donut. That was a small little catch up from me, just so you can hear what I'm doing. Some of my thoughts. Nothing is completed. None of those thoughts or statements are completed, but life isn't completed. My life isn't. Your life isn't. It's okay to keep figuring out where you really want to end up. And really, there's no destination in life unless that's death. So I'll leave you with that. Bye.